The story of Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie is a tragic chronicle that resonated widely, capturing the attention of the media and the public across the globe. This young couple, inspired by dreams of freedom and travel, aspired to become part of the digital generation of van life individuals documenting their journeys around the world on social media. However, their dreams were brutally cut short, leaving numerous questions and sparking public discourse on domestic violence, mental health, and the role of law enforcement. Gabby Petito was born on March 19, 1999, in Blue Point, New York, to Joseph Petito and Nicole Schmidt. She was the eldest of 6 children, an active and creative young woman with aspirations of a career in the arts and media. Gabby had a passion for nature, photography, and travel, inspiring her friends and social media followers with her optimism. Brian Laundrie, Gabby's peer, grew up in Florida in a family that valued nature and the arts. He was fond of drawing and hiking. Gabby and Brian met in high school in Blue Point and began dating in 2019. Shortly thereafter, Gabby moved to Florida to live with Brian and his parents. In July 2020, the couple got engaged but later decided to postpone their wedding, focusing instead on travel and shared projects. In July 2021, Gabby and Brian embarked on their most ambitious journey, a cross-country road trip. They purchased a white Ford Transit van, which they outfitted for life on the road. Their plan was to explore the national parks of the United States, revel in nature, and share their adventures on social media. Their Instagram and YouTube channel, titled Nomadic Static, garnered attention for its stunning photographs and videos, showcasing the couple as happy and enthusiastic. The posts were accompanied by inspiring comments about a love for nature, freedom, and harmony. However, as later revealed, beneath this idyllic facade lay tensions and issues that gradually surfaced. Gabby dreamed of building a career in social media, making travel the cornerstone of her professional life. For Brian, this journey was an opportunity to challenge himself and enjoy the simplicity of life on the road. However, their expectations and goals began to diverge, setting the stage for conflict. Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie commenced their long-awaited journey on July 2, 2021, departing from Florida in their white Ford Transit van. Their route included visits to some of the most picturesque locations in the United States: national parks, mountains, deserts, and other natural wonders. This journey was intended to last several months, culminating in a visit to the West Coast. Before setting off, Gabby and Brian meticulously prepared for the trip. They gathered all essentials for life on wheels, from kitchenware to camping gear. The van was equipped with a sleeping area, a small workspace, and storage for their belongings. Gabby diligently documented each stage of the preparation, posting photos and videos on social media to engage her followers in her journey. The first weeks of their trip were blissful. The couple visited Great Smoky Mountains National Park in Tennessee, where they enjoyed hiking and exploring forest trails. They then headed west, stopping in Colorado and Utah. Gabby's posts reflected her excitement, breathtaking views, nights under the stars, and moments of joy together. However, there were no signs on social media indicating that cracks were beginning to form in their relationship. As they progressed westward, Gabby and Brian's itinerary became increasingly ambitious. They planned to visit Arizona, Nevada, and California, but spent much of their time in Utah, exploring renowned sites such as Bryce Canyon and Arches National Parks. These weeks were memorable for Gabby's followers, marked by a series of vibrant and beautiful posts depicting the couple against stunning landscapes. Nevertheless, friends and family of Gabby began to notice changes in her behavior. In some video calls, she appeared tired and tense, yet insisted that everything was going according to plan. She spoke passionately about her dreams and claimed that the journey was opening new horizons for her. Despite the apparent idyll, the reality of the trip was becoming increasingly complex. Life in the van, limited space, and the necessity of making numerous decisions together bred conflicts. Although Brian and Gabby endeavored to maintain a friendly demeanor, the tension between them began to manifest, particularly in their interactions with others. On August 12, 2021, residents of Moab, Utah, witnessed a troubling incident involving Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. The police received a call from a witness who reported observing a conflict between a man and a woman. The witness claimed to have seen the man strike the woman, after which the couple entered their white van and drove away. This call marked the beginning of official intervention in their personal lives. Police stopped Gabby and Brian's van on a highway near Arches National Park. Body camera footage from the officers later became a key element of public discussion.
Go ahead and turn it off for me. What's your guys' names?
Gabby.
I'm Brian.
Gabby, Brian? Okay. What's going on? How come you're crying? I'm gonna go ahead and close your door, okay?
Some days I have really bad OCD, and I was just cleaning and straightening up the back of the van before, and I was apologizing to him and saying, I'm sorry that I'm so mean, because sometimes I have OCD and sometimes I just get really frustrated. Not like mean towards him, I just like, I guess my vibe is like, I hear him be like in a bad mood. And I was just saying, I'm sorry if I'm in a bad mood. I've just been really stressed. I had so much work I was doing on my computer this morning.
What do you do for a living?
Well, I used to work at an organic juice bar, but I just quit my job.
Okay.
I was a nutritionist. That's that's my
That's
job.
cool.
And I don't know. We've just been fighting all morning, and and he wouldn't let me in the car before. And then
Why wouldn't he let you in the car? Because of
told me
your OCD?
He told me I needed to calm down. Yeah. But I'm perfectly calm. I'm calm all the time, and he really stresses me out. And this is a rough morning.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't I sit you down in the back seat of my car? You're not in any trouble, okay? I'm not going to be putting handcuffs on you. You obviously don't have any weapons. I'm going to get you into the air conditioning, let you take a breath, relax a little bit, and then I'll come back and talk to you in a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
Alrighty. Like I said, you're not in any trouble. So I'm going to try and fix you. What's that?
You talked to Gabrielle, right?
Yeah, I just spoke to her.
Yeah.
So, you want to do me a favor? Let's go ahead and get you to step out of the vehicle, alrighty? You want to tell me about those scratches on your face?
She had a cell phone in her hand. That's why I was pushing her away. Because she wanted me. I locked the keys so I could walk away. I said, let's just take a breather and let's not, go anywhere. Let's just calm down for a minute because she was getting a little worked up. And then she had her phone and was trying to get the keys from me, so I got in the way. I was just trying to. I know I shouldn't push, but I was just trying to push her away to go. Let's just take a minute, step back, and breathe. And she got me with her phone.
Can I see your hand? Oh, you got a mark right here.
Oh, that's from a wire.
That's from a wire?
Yeah.
You want to tell me about hitting that curb?
Hitting the curb was her grabbing the wheel.
She grabbed the wheel?
Yeah. She said, I can't believe we're getting pulled over, and then she grabbed the wheel.
He just grabbed you? Did he hit you though? I mean, it's okay if you're saying you hit him, but then I understand if he hit you, but we want to know the truth. Did he actually hit you? Because, where did he hit you? Don't worry. Be honest.
Yeah,
She started hitting him.
Yeah, I was yelling at him, and then when you turned your lights on, I kind of punched his arm, like there's a
She's saying why he hit the curb. You said it was Gabby?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm really bad. It was Gabby?
Yeah.
I've decided I am not going to cite you for domestic violence battery, okay? It was only going to be a Class B misdemeanor. However, the domestic violence portion of it enhances it. Makes life a major pain in the butt, especially you're 22, right? So I'm choosing not to cite you today. So you are not going to be charged with anything. Alright? But this is what I do have to do. I am separating the two of you tonight. Okay? I want you guys both to be tonight away from each other, relax, breathe, crying, because there's no reason to be crying now, okay? You're going to be taking the van tonight, and you're going to go somewhere else. I am going to get him lined up for the hotel room tonight. I want you guys to stay away from each other. For both of you guys the same. From what you told me and what he told me, you guys have a bunch of little things that are building up, and finally the little string that you guys were tight walking on the road tonight. Does that sound about right? So, I just want everybody to breathe, get a chance away from each other, go eat a meal, talk to your parents, whatever it is you gotta do. Alright, we're here. Tyson?
Yep.
Officer Robbins, Phil called for me.
He did, yes.
This is Brian Laundrie.
Alright.
So he's going to get you all set up with your hotel room, and he's going to take care of it from here.
Alright. Well,
Alright?
thank you so
And like I
much.
said, just remember my requests. I think it'll make a big difference in you guys' next couple weeks at the very least.
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for everything.
No problem. It's nice meeting you, Brian.
Nice to meet you.
Have a good one.
Alright, so sorry.
The video captured the emotional state of both. Gabby was crying and appeared despondent, while Brian tried to remain calm but avoided direct answers. In the video, Gabby explained that they had argued over travel planning and content creation for social media. She admitted to suffering from anxiety and blamed herself for the conflict. Brian, in turn, claimed that he had tried to calm Gabby and prevent escalation. The police noticed scratches on Brian's face, which he attributed to Gabby becoming angry and attacking him. After speaking with the couple, the police decided not to file charges, as they did not consider the incident a serious crime. However, to prevent a potential recurrence of conflict, they suggested separating the couple for the night. Gabby stayed in the van, while Brian was placed in a budget hotel provided by local social services. This incident sparked heated discussions when the video footage became public. Some believe that the police overlooked significant signs of potential violence in the relationship. Others argued that the situation was difficult to assess, as both participants appeared emotionally unstable. Gabby contacted her parents the following day, recounting the incident. Her mother, Nicole Schmidt, later admitted to being worried, but Gabby reassured her that everything was fine and that the journey would continue. Immediately after the incident in Moab, Gabby and Brian resumed their travels, but the atmosphere between them became noticeably tenser. They headed to Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming, one of the key points on their route. This period marked the last traceable evidence of their interactions with the outside world and their social media posts. On August 25th, Gabby posted her final updates on Instagram. In the photos, she posed in front of the iconic natural landmarks of Grand Teton National Park. The captions appeared joyful and did not reveal any tension. This day also marked the last time Gabby spoke with her mother, Nicole Schmidt, via video call. In the conversation, Gabby looked tired but did not mention any problems. Nicole recalled that her daughter spoke of continuing the route and remained optimistic. In the following days, Gabby's communication with her loved one ceased. Her parents, accustomed to her regular calls, began to worry when her messages became brief and strange. On August 27th, Gabby's mother received a text from her phone stating, "Can you help Stan?" in getting his voicemails and texts. Stan is Gabby's grandfather, but she had never referred to him by name. Nicole sensed something was amiss but still hoped it was a simple mistake. The last known confirmation of Gabby's presence was on August 27th, when her van was spotted by a family at a campsite near Grand Teton National Park. These witnesses later reported that they noticed the van due to its distinctive appearance and license plate, which matched the one shown in the news. On September 1st, 2021, Brian Laundrie returned home to Florida, where his parents lived. He arrived in the very van that the couple had used for their travels, but without Gabby. Gabby's parents began attempting to contact Brian and his family to inquire about their daughter's whereabouts, but their calls and messages went unanswered. The Laundrie family, including Brian, declined any interaction with Gabby's relatives. They also refrained from notifying the police about her disappearance. Instead, Brian hired an attorney and began to evade questions related to the incident. Concerned by the sudden cessation of contact, Gabby's parents reported her missing to the police on September 11th. This action initiated an official investigation and a widespread public campaign to locate Gabby Petito. Following the filing of the missing person report on September 11, 2021, events began to unfold rapidly. Distressed by Gabby's disappearance, her parents actively collaborated with the police and appealed to the public for assistance. During this time, the actions of the Laundrie family and Brian's behavior came under intense scrutiny and criticism. After Gabby's disappearance, her family did everything possible to draw attention to her search. They began posting photos of Gabby on social media, using hashtags and calls for information dissemination. Her mother, Nicole Schmidt, and father, Joseph Petito, gave several interviews pleading with the public to help find their daughter. The day after the report was filed, on September 12, Gabby's parents held a press conference. They addressed Brian Laundrie, urging him to share any information regarding their daughter's whereabouts. Nicole stated, "We just want to know where our daughter is. If Brian or his family knows anything, they should come forward." The family also expressed confusion and outrage over the Laundrie's refusal to cooperate with the police. When the police arrived at the Laundrie home to question Brian, his parents refused to let the officers in, stating that communication would only occur through their attorney.
You don't want to talk to us? Okay, she's on the phone. You don't want to talk to her now? Okay, when was the last time that you saw Brian and Gabriel?
Well, Brian is here.
Brian is here?
Yeah, and that's all I'm going to say.
And that's why you're saying?
Yeah, we have an attorney. They've been calling, I don't know, that's all I want to say. I don't know why so many attorneys are aware they're calling, so I can give you his number.
Whose number? The attorney's number?
Yeah.
Okay, I would like that, please, so I can give it to the detective. Thank you.
Chris, this is Sergeant Selzer with the police department.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I hate to bother you. I know you've already said you don't want to speak or don't want to help us. I'm trying to figure out something for parents. You guys as parents, all they want is their daughter to know that she's safe. So I don't know where it all started before. I don't know what's transpired. I don't know anything about that. I'm here to know if you guys know anything. It would let the parents at ease and go from there.
Well, we don't know anything.
Okay.
And that's all.
I mean, anything that you guys would be able to give them is any type of help. Last time your son saw her, anything like that.
No,
Am I able to talk to your son? The other officer said...
He's not going to talk to him.
Okay.
We've not...
Brian provided no explanations regarding Gabby's whereabouts, and his refusal to cooperate raised suspicions. On September 14th, the Laundrie family's attorney issued a brief statement claiming that Brian hopes for Gabby's successful recovery, but due to legal risks, he would not be making any comments. This statement only intensified the criticism directed at the Laundrie family. The public and Gabby's loved ones perceived Brian's silence as an attempt to conceal his guilt. Meanwhile, the police continued their investigation. The van the couple traveled in was seized for forensic examination. Investigators found some of Gabby's personal belongings inside the van, but nothing that immediately indicated her location. Information about Gabby's disappearance quickly spread through the media and social networks. Posts featuring her photos and story flooded platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Users shared their theories, discussed Brian's behavior, and sought to assist in the search. The hashtag #FindGabbyPetito went viral, drawing attention to the case. Vloggers, travelers, and activists analyzed available materials, including social media posts and surveillance videos. Some even began searching for potential evidence in their own archives if they happened to be in the same locations as the couple. Investigators focused on the route the couple had taken in the weeks leading up to the incident and attempted to reconstruct the timeline of events. Local authorities in Utah, Wyoming, and Florida were involved. The Federal Bureau of Investigation (FBI) also joined the case. A pivotal moment came with witness statements indicating that they had seen Gabby's and Brian's van in the Spread Creek camping area near Grand Teton National Park on August 27. This location became a primary focus of search operations. After the police received information about Gabby Petito's possible whereabouts in the Spread Creek camping area, search operations concentrated in that region. On September 15, 2021, a search team was formed, comprising local police, the FBI, and volunteers. Helicopters, drones, and search dogs were employed to scour the vast terrain, which included mountain trails, forests, and bodies of water. Meanwhile, Gabby's family continued to draw public attention. They launched a social media campaign, organized fundraising efforts to finance the search, and maintained close contact with the police. Joseph Petito, Gabby's father, urged people to share any information that could assist in the search. On September 19, 2021, the search efforts yielded results. During an operation in the Bridger Teton National Forest, near the Spread Creek camping area, a body matching Gabby Petito's description was discovered. The body was located in a secluded area near a trail, and external signs indicated that death had occurred several weeks prior. On the same day, the FBI confirmed that the remains belonged to a young woman fitting Gabby's description. On September 21, official identification through fingerprinting confirmed that it was indeed her. For the Petito family, this news was a devastating blow, although they had already feared the worst. Following an autopsy, Teton County Coroner Dr. Brent Blue made a statement on October 21, 2021. According to the autopsy results, Gabby Petito was a victim of homicide. The cause of death was determined to be manual strangulation. The autopsy also revealed that death occurred 4 weeks prior to the discovery of the body, coinciding with Gabby's last confirmed sighting on August 27. The coroner noted that the injuries found indicated a violent nature of death. However, due to the ongoing investigation, details were not disclosed. For Gabby's family, this confirmation served as the final testament to the tragic end of their daughter. The discovery of Gabby's body sparked immense public outcry. The hashtag Justice for Gabby gained traction, and social media users began demanding justice and answers. People worldwide expressed condolences to the Petito family and questioned what had transpired in the final days of Gabby's life. Brian Laundrie's behavior and that of his family once again came under scrutiny. Many began to accuse Laundrie of murder, despite the absence of official charges. Gabby's parents publicly accused Brian of being involved in their daughter's death and demanded that he explain his actions. Amid these events, Brian Laundrie became the primary suspect in the case. On September 23, the FBI issued a federal warrant for his arrest for fraud related to the use of Gabby's debit card after her death. However, Brian himself vanished, leaving behind even more questions. On September 17, 2021, 2 days after Gabby's body was found, Brian Laundrie's family reported his disappearance to the police. Brian's parents, Christopher and Roberta Laundrie, claimed they last saw their son on September 14, when he allegedly went for a hike in the Carlton Reserve near their home in Northport, Florida. According to his parents, Brian took a backpack with him and stated that he wanted to spend time in nature. This information raised eyebrows among investigators and the public. Many suspected that the Laundrie family might have provided false information or assisted Brian in going into hiding. The Northport police later stated that they initially believed Brian was at home, but it later became clear that he was missing. On September 18, extensive searches for Brian began in the Carlton Reserve, which spans over 10,000 acres and includes dense forests, swamps, and lakes. The search was conducted under challenging conditions. High humidity, heat, and the presence of alligators and snakes complicated the task. Dozens of police officers, volunteers, drones, and trained dogs participated in the operation. Despite the extensive efforts, the first weeks of the search yielded no results. Many began to question whether Brian was truly in the area or if it was a diversion. Meanwhile, attention to the case remained unwavering. News of Laundrie's disappearance and his possible involvement in Gabby's death continued to dominate headlines. On October 20, 2021, during the search in the Carlton Reserve, FBI agents and police discovered human remains. Nearby were a backpack and notebook belonging to Brian Laundrie. The remains were found in an area that had previously been submerged, which likely explained why they had not been discovered earlier. On October 21, dental analysis confirmed that the remains belonged to Brian Laundrie. The initial autopsy could not determine the cause of death due to the level of decomposition, but later, in November 2021, the coroner concluded that Brian had died by suicide from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. The notebook found alongside the remains became a key piece of evidence. According to FBI statements, the notebook contained writings in which Brian acknowledged his responsibility for Gabby's death. However, the full text of the writings was not made public. This statement served as the final proof confirming that Brian was the perpetrator of the tragedy. The discovery of Brian's remains concluded the active phase of the search but left many questions regarding his motives and the circumstances surrounding the events. From the outset of Brian Laundrie's disappearance, his parents, Christopher and Roberta Laundrie, faced sharp criticism from the public and Gabby Petito's family. Their refusal to cooperate with the police, reluctance to answer questions, and the sudden report of their son's disappearance days after he went missing raised suspicions. The Laundrie family claimed they were unaware of Brian's involvement in Gabby's disappearance until she was officially reported missing. However, public opinion leaned towards the belief that they may have helped him evade capture. The reputation of Brian's parents deteriorated when it was revealed that they did not inform the police of their son's disappearance until September 17, despite him leaving home 3 days earlier. The Petito family and their attorneys accused the Laundries of harboring Brian and failing to assist in the search for Gabby. However, no direct evidence was provided to support claims of the Laundrie parents' involvement in concealing their son's whereabouts. Under Florida law, parents are not obligated to testify against their children, which limited the police and prosecution options. Nevertheless, their behavior sparked a wave of public outrage. Protesters regularly gathered outside the Laundrie home in Northport, demanding justice for Gabby. People shouted accusations, left signs, and held a memorial on the sidewalk near their home. Throughout the investigation, Christopher and Roberta communicated with law enforcement only through their attorney. This further fueled public suspicion. However, when the search for Brian reached a standstill, it was the Laundrie parents who directed the police to the Carlton Reserve, where their son's remains were ultimately found. Critics noted the oddity of how key evidence was discovered on the very day Christopher Laundrie participated in the search. Some speculated that the family might have known in advance where their son was but chose not to disclose that information. The Laundries' behavior in the context of the case became a subject of widespread discussion. Some commentators and activists called for changes in legislation to prevent parents from invoking their right to remain silent in such situations. The story sparked debates about the moral and legal obligations of family members of a crime suspect. For the Petito family, the Laundries' behavior was a painful blow. They repeatedly expressed frustration and anger towards Brian's parents, believing that their actions hindered the search for Gabby and obstructed the pursuit of justice. In May 2022, the Petito family filed a civil lawsuit against the Laundries, accusing them of emotional distress and claiming they knew about Gabby's death but concealed information. The lawsuit garnered media attention, but a final court decision is yet to be reached. The actions of the Laundrie family remain one of the most contentious aspects of the case. Their refusal to engage with the Petito family and law enforcement became a symbol of indifference, exacerbating public perception of this tragedy. Immediately following the discovery of Gabby Petito's body on September 19, 2021, the FBI officially took charge of the investigation. The police in Utah, Wyoming, and Florida continued to collaborate with federal agents. The primary objective became reconstructing all events that transpired between Gabby's last confirmed sighting on August 27 and the moment of her death. The FBI also examined all digital traces of the couple, including their phone calls, messages, social media posts, and GPS data. This information helped narrow down the timeline and confirm the whereabouts of Gabby and Brian in the days leading up to the tragedy. The notebook found near Brian Laundrie's remains became an important piece of evidence. According to the FBI's official statement, Brian confessed to killing Gabby in it. Although the full contents of the notebook were not released, it also contained notes that shed light on Brian's state of mind in the final days of his life. Investigators noted that in the writings, he described Gabby's death as a tragic mistake. At the same time, the notebook was perceived as an attempt by Brian to justify his actions, leaving no doubt that he was responsible for her death. On January 21, 2022, the FBI officially announced the conclusion of the investigation. In their statement, they confirmed that Brian Laundrie was the sole individual responsible for Gabby Petito's death. Following his death, the case effectively lost its legal perspective, as the primary suspect could no longer stand trial. Gabby's parents stated that they were satisfied that the investigation confirmed Brian's involvement. However, they expressed disappointment over the inability to achieve full justice and obtain answers to many questions. The story of Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie revealed numerous issues within the system. In particular, the incident in Utah on August 12, 2021, when police failed to take further measures to protect Gabby, raised serious questions about how law enforcement responds to potential domestic violence cases. Public organizations began campaigns aimed at training police officers to recognize hidden signs of violence. Changes to laws were also proposed to require family members of suspects to assist in investigations related to missing persons. For Gabby's family, the conclusion of the investigation was not only a relief but also a symbolic step towards healing. The girl's parents began actively engaging in charitable work aimed at preventing domestic violence. They established the Gabby Petito Foundation to assist other victims and their families. Gabby's story ended tragically, but her legacy continues to inspire change. The questions raised during the investigation have fostered public discussions about domestic violence, mental health, and the need for enhanced cooperation between citizens and law enforcement. From the very beginning of the Gabby Petito case, social media became a powerful tool for both disseminating information and conducting unofficial investigations. Users of platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter actively analyzed available data, including surveillance footage, the couple's social media posts, and eyewitness accounts. One of the pivotal moments that facilitated the progress of the investigation occurred due to the Bet family vloggers, who inadvertently captured footage of Gabby and Brian's van in their recording made in the Spread Creek area on August 27. Their video, published on YouTube, assisted the police in pinpointing the location where Gabby's remains were subsequently discovered. This case illustrated the significant role that social media can play in contemporary investigations, while also raising questions about the boundaries of privacy. The public's attention was so intense that both Gabby and Brian's families faced threats and invasions of their personal lives. The Gabby Petito case sparked fervent discussions surrounding domestic violence, mental health, and police conduct. Many criticized the Moab police for failing to accurately assess the situation on August 12, 2021, when Gabby was clearly distressed and signs of violence were overlooked. This led to calls for a re-evaluation of protocols regarding interactions with victims of violence and training for law enforcement personnel. Activists also highlighted the disproportionate attention given to Gabby's case compared to other missing persons cases, particularly those involving Indigenous individuals and minorities. This phenomenon, known as the missing white woman syndrome, became a topic of discussion in the media and on social networks. Numerous voices called for equal attention to be given to every missing person case, regardless of ethnicity or social status. The impact of the Gabby Petito case extended into the legislative arena. Discussions began in several states, including New York and Florida, regarding the enhancement of measures to prevent domestic violence. Initiatives were proposed to train police officers and social workers to identify hidden signs of abuse, as well as to improve coordination among agencies. Furthermore, the families of violence victims became more proactive in advocating for changes aimed at enhancing the search for missing persons, including the use of modern technology in community involvement. The Gabby Petito Foundation, established by her family, has become a significant part of her legacy. This foundation provides assistance to victims of domestic violence and funds projects aimed at preventing similar tragedies. Gabby's parents actively participate in public events, sharing her story and calling for action. Gabby's memory is also preserved in the hearts of her friends, followers, and those who have followed her case. Her story has inspired thousands of people worldwide to combat domestic violence and strive for justice. The Gabby Petito case underscored the importance of recognizing signs of violence in a timely manner, providing support to loved ones, and reporting suspicious situations. It also served as a reminder that social media can be not only a means of self-expression but also a powerful tool that can help save lives. Despite the tragic outcome, her story has left a profound impact on society, altering perspectives on many critical issues and motivating thousands to fight against violence.